Joining us now, two-time Academy Award-winning director of the project, Ben Proudfoot, and Elon Spext's stepdaughter, who also appears in the film, Allison Case. The co-founder and CEO of All In Together, Lauren Leader, joins us as well. Thanks to all of you for being here. Ben, I'll start with you. Talk to us, if you will, about the origins of this project. Obviously, such an iconic, I mean, the word is overused, but in this case, applies phrase. Why did you decide to bring this to life like this?
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for bringing attention to Elon's story. You know, I remember hearing the tagline, "Because I'm worth it," you know, as most of us had. But when I heard the story of how Elon had written it as a young copywriter in a room full of men, and that it had become this incredible, probably one of the most popular taglines of all time, and that not only was it just a brilliantly written tagline, which it was also a reflection of who Elon was as a person. And I really discovered that in her relationship with her stepdaughter, Allison, that "Because I'm Worth It" was really a true reflection of who Elon was as a human being, and how she supported others, especially women around her. And I just thought that was such a beautiful thing. This is not just a glib advertising tagline. This is a poem from someone who really believed it.
So, Allison, your relationship with your stepmother is sort of at the heart of this film in many ways, and she did pass away a year ago, and our condolences there. But she does appear in the film. Talk to us a little bit about what it's like for you to be involved in this, something that will hopefully really preserve her legacy.
I'm just thrilled that the film got made, and also that Ben made it, because he did such a beautiful job. It was a real gift for Elon's family for this to be made at the point where we were clearly going to lose her soon. So I feel really honored to be a part of it, and I think the film is just beautiful. So I'm very grateful.
So in 1971, for a woman to say on camera, "I'm worth it," was actually a pretty radical feminist statement, and it made huge waves at the time, and it's pretty extraordinary that it's endured. But can you talk a little bit about just sort of the impact of those few powerful words in 1971, and why you think it just hit such a nerve and has continued to be so resonant?
Well, I think that, you know, so much of advertising to women was focused on making them feel inadequate, making them feel like they needed something to be adequate, and that what mattered was what other people thought of them. And this was just, no, I'm worth it. And I think I mean, one of the things it did was to really catalyze a pivot from a focus on women's inadequacy, especially with beauty advertising, and a focus on making yourself beautiful for men, to a focus on women's empowerment. And the way that this line resonated and how successful it was, I think really taught the beauty industry, oh, this is the way we should be going.
So let's now read an excerpt from the New York Times' obituary of Elon Specht. Ms. Specht oversaw campaigns for clients like Life Cereal. One ad, featuring several children, included the phrase, "Unless they're weird, your kids will eat it." And Underalls, the pantyhose brand, which promised women no panty lines and had the tagline, "They make me look like I'm not wearing nothing." In the final copy of Elon Specht, which tells the dual stories of the L'Oreal ad and Ms. Specht's loving relationship with her stepdaughter, Ms. Specht is shown in a bed, debilitated by her illness, as she talks about the message of her commercial. It's about humans. It's not about advertising, she says. It's about caring for people because we're all worth it, or no one is worth it. And Ben, that idea of value for anyone, particularly women at this time, as just discussed here, but that idea of value is so central to this story.
Yeah, and it was central to who Elon was. I mean, like Allison said, you know, she wasn't one for external signs of validation. I remember, I'll never forget, when I first talked to Elon on the phone, you know, she asked me to send her some of my films, And I did. And she called me and she said, Ben, I have some notes for these films. And she had a long list of time coded. She's a successful senior creative executive director. And so she started reading me all of her notes. This shot's too long. Take out this scene. I said, Elon, these films have already been released. They're already released. She said, well, you're going to listen to the notes or not? And I think that kind of sums it up. You know, she was someone who had an internal barometer of what she liked, what she felt was good or not good, and that is the sort of like epitome of what that I'm worth it feeling that Elon exuded and taught the rest of us with her beautiful words and craftsmanship.
Well, the documentary short, The Final Copy of Elon Specht, is streaming now on the TED Talks YouTube channel, AMC Plus, and Prime Video. Ben Proudfoot and Allison Case, thank you both, and our congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We turn now.